In the description box below this video is a link where you can download my Excel spreadsheet that contains my cheat sheet for week 10 of college football, including Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, November 1st, 2025. My cheat sheet has a unique compilation of point spread calculations based on power ratings from ESPN and TeamRankings.com and highly valuable against the point spread ATS trends. Go to the description box below this video, click the link at the top, and it will take you to my Google Drive, which has my cheat sheet. To download this Excel file to your computer, click File, Download, Microsoft Excel. Also, make sure you click Enable Editing. First, let me give you an overview of this cheat sheet for Week 10 of college football. On the left side, I present the Vegas point spread and the calculated point spreads using power ratings from ESPN and TeamRankings.com. On the right side are against the point spread ATS trends and over and under trends. Let's zoom in. The first column has the games numbered from 1 to 48. And for each game, the top team is the road team and the bottom team is the home team. For example, in the first game, game 1, Marshall is the road team, Coastal Carolina is the home team. And this pattern continues down the column. These games are numbered based on the sequence that they appear in VegasInsider.com's college scoreboard. VegasInsider.com, college football scoreboard, week 10. Marshall is game 1. Tulane is game 2. Memphis is game 3. So the order that you see in the spreadsheet will be the same order that you see the games on VegasInsider.com. The point spreads are extracted from the far right column under Now. Now refers to the current point spread in Vegas. Opening refers to the point spread when they were first posted on Sunday. So as you can see, some of these games, there's movement. Marshall, the point spread has moved 3.5 points. So using this number under Now, I put it into the spreadsheet, and that populated this column. Vegas, point spread actual. So Coastal Carolina is the home team. They're the underdog. They have a positive point spread, plus 6.5. Marshall's the road team. They're a favorite. Their point spread is negative, minus 6.5. Now, in the next group of 3 columns are the calculated point spreads using ESPN's Football Power Index. So on ESPN's website, if you go to Rankings and Football Power Index, it will take you to College Football Power Index 2025, and this column here in blue, FPI, is the number that I used and put into the spreadsheet. This number is calculated by ESPN, and it's intended to be used to calculate point spreads. Very similar to the methodology that Vegas uses to calculate point spreads. And these Football Power Index numbers, they range in the case here of Ohio State being plus 27.1 to minus 25.9, which is Massachusetts. And they correlate to the expected season average of the point differential. That's points scored per game minus points allowed per game. So taking this number, I put that into column H here. These are the exact numbers from the ESPN site. Then using these numbers, I calculate the point spread. How did I calculate the point spread? I described the process in detail in this video on my channel, how to calculate point spreads, published 3 weeks ago. Also, This is for week 10. I also have cheat sheets for week 9 and 8 on my channel where I go into more details into the point spread calculations and methodology. Here, because it's week 10, I'm going to just give you the highlights. So these point spread calculations were calculated using the Football Power Index. Then we can compare the Vegas point spread and the calculated point spread. And in this case, they're essentially the same, 6.5 points. Now, in this group of three, in this section on the Football Power Index from ESPN, the key column to look at is the middle column with the triangle at the top. Triangle refers to delta, which is the difference between the Vegas point spread and the ESPN point spread. Now, on all of these, in the top row with the headings, in the bottom right corner of the box is a triangle where you can click it and you can sort. I applied filters to this Excel spreadsheet, so you can do this for all the columns. So let's sort from largest to smallest. Here, what these numbers represent are the largest point spreads where Vegas and the ESPN number differ the most, where green is good. So in this particular case for SMU, the difference of 5.6 favors SMU. And I highlighted the deltas or the differences that are 3 points or higher. I would consider anything less than 3 points basically essentially no difference. So you want to look for the largest differences. For SMU, Bowling Green, Memphis, Texas, they may have some sort of advantage based on the ESPN Football Power Index power rating. So using a similar methodology, we're going to use another set of power ratings. This time we're going to use Bill Connelly's power ratings. So Bill Connelly is a sports analytics expert. He's been doing this for over 20 years. ESPN hired him in 2019. And one of the things that he does is he calculates his own separate power rating and publishes it every Sunday morning. So here we go. And his power rating is called SP Plus ranking. So SP Plus is the same thing as FPI, but SP Plus is calculated by one man, Bill Connelly. And the most recent one was published on Sunday morning, October 26th at 9:20 a.m. He does it Sunday mornings. And so here you have the teams and you have the ratings. These numbers here, rating 27.9 for Indiana, and all the numbers down are the numbers that I put into the spreadsheet. This rating, the rating numbers in this rating column are his SP Plus ratings, calculated by Bill Connelly. So same concept as the FPI power rating, and also used to calculate point spreads. And in his rating, he has Indiana number 1. He also breaks down the rating into offense, defense, special teams. So the way these numbers work is if you take the offense, subtract the defense, and add special teams, you'll get the overall rating. So taking this rating number, I put that into this column. So these are from the ESPN site. Then I calculate the point spread and put them into this column. And the method I use is presented in detail in this video on my channel. Then the differences are posted here, and we can sort by clicking the arrow in the corner. And we're going to click largest to smallest. And we see here the largest difference here is Louisiana Tech has a difference that's to their advantage, plus 9.3. That's significant. It's worth a look. Now, these calculations, the ESPN FPI calculations, Bill Connelly's SP Plus power rating calculations, and I'm going to show you a third one, TeamRankings, they're data points. So it's a place to start. It's a place to filter. It's something to consider. But then you have to check injuries. You have to check recent performances, the strength of opponents, the margin of victory, offense versus defense, special teams, coaching, human factors, emotional factors, those kind of things. So it's part of the picture, but it does give you additional data points. It's like the SAT score for a high school student. It doesn't tell you everything, but it gives you some information. So that's Louisiana Tech. Pittsburgh is 7. Minnesota is 6.9. Penn State 6.8. UConn 6.7. Maryland 5.9. Memphis 5.8. So that's power rating number 2. The third power rating is from TeamRankings.com. So same idea. So TeamRankings.com, this is a website and service created by some Stanford graduates 25 years ago. And they have their own power ratings. They call them predictive rankings and ratings. And they describe here how it works here, power ratings. They say it's for predictive, and you use them to calculate point spreads. In their ratings, they have Ohio State and Indiana at the top. And this number here, rating, is the number that I put into the spreadsheet. And so that number is right there. Then I calculate the point spread, and then this is the difference. Let's sort. Largest to smallest. All right, and then we have Syracuse, Florida State, Clemson with the largest potential differences. Green is good. Now what I have here, so those are the 3 ratings. I also have in column R, it's the gray column, and it also has the other teams. So when you're searching, so let's say we're here, let's go to Team Rankings, and we're like, okay, Syracuse, I'm interested to look more at this game. So Syracuse is playing at home. Vegas says they're minus 2.5. Bill Connelly's Team Rankings has them at minus 9.1. And their opponent is North Carolina. So that's on that row. It has all the information that you can use to analyze that particular game in this particular round, and this will let you decide whether you want to go deeper or not into the analysis. So the way to interpret is this. So Vegas is, think about it this way. So the Vegas point spread is Vegas's prediction. They said, look, if we play this game 1,000 times, on average, Syracuse would win by 2.5 points. So minus means that they're the favorite, they're going to win. Team Ranking says if we play this game hypothetically 1,000 times, Syracuse is going to win on average minus 9.1 by 9.1 points. So the difference is 6.8, which means that let's say somebody bets $100 for Syracuse minus 2.5, but if the Team Rankings prediction comes true, minus 9.1, they're going to cover the point spread and they're going to win. Therefore, that difference is an advantage. All right, so now let me show you some additional information that's useful. So also on the team ranking site, they have against the spread trends, which I put into the spreadsheet. So I put them all together so that you can row by row look at each of the teams. So on their website, you go to odds and trends and team trends. So they have win, loss, against the spread, and over and under trends. And those are all put into the spreadsheet. So for example, here with like Syracuse, as we're scrolling over here, I have their win-loss record, win percentage, and margin of victory. That's the average margin of victory per game. And again, you can sort these. The more useful information is over and under and against the point spread. This is, did they cover the point spread and how often? And the key bit of information here is this middle column. It's the percentage of times they cover the point spread, which means people that bet on that team, what percentage of times did they win this season? So we're going to sort largest to smallest. And Ohio State is 100%. So they played 7 games, 6 times they covered, 0 times they covered, 0 times the middle 0 refers to the times they didn't cover, which is 0. And then that last number is a push. So 6, 0, and 1. Win 6, loss 0, push 1, 100%. And then you have this group here, Memphis, Texas Tech, and Mississippi. They've covered the point spread 87.5% of the time. So 7 and 1. So I highlight the teams that have covered over 70% of the time. And you can sort. You can also sort in the other direction, smallest to largest, and I highlighted in red the teams that were not covering less than 20% of the time, which is Baylor, Oklahoma State, Penn State, and Sam Houston. This column here, ATS plus minus, refers to the average number of points that the team covers the point spread. Largest to smallest, we see that San Diego State, Indiana, and Vanderbilt, and Temple, but especially San Diego State and Indiana, on average cover the point spread by the largest number. Of course, in college football, in contrast to pro leagues, there's large variations in the strength of the opponents. So that's why you have to look closer, watch highlights, watch games, and go deeper into it, because some of these teams are playing FCS opponents. You have to factor those in. What I do is I focus on the results of teams playing against other FBS schools, especially other competitive schools. I use that. I ignore, I disregard large blowout wins over FCS teams or much weaker opponents, unless they lose to the weaker opponents. For example, when UCLA beat Penn State, that's meaningful information. Now, scrolling to the right here, I have the over and under trends. Here, both over and under are valuable. So over, largest to smallest, we see that Air Force and Navy have gone over 85% of the time. And I highlight all the times the teams have gone over 70% or higher. Unders on the other side. Unders also give an opportunity because you can bet under. So under. Here we're going to sort largest to smallest. So it's the percentage of the time that they went under. And we have Oklahoma at 87.5%, North Carolina 83%. And then I highlight in green all the teams that have gone under 7% of the time. So going back to over, when a team goes over, what does that mean? That means on average they have bad offense, good defense, and that forces the game to go under. Sorry. With regard, let me restate that. So for over, if a team goes over frequently, that means on average they have a good offense and a bad defense. Good offense scores points. Bad defense allows points. The over is a combination of a team's score and the other team's score. You combine that together, that gives you a high over. Now, when a team goes under, that means it's low scoring. That means that on average they have... when a team goes under consistently, that means on average they have bad offense, good defense. Bad offense, they don't score. Good defense, they suppress or keep the other team's score down. Your team score and the other team combined is low scoring, so it's an under percentage. So after that group, I also have, so Bill Connelly, going back to Bill Connelly. So Bill Connelly, on his ratings, he includes an offense, defense, and special team components. So if you want to look at the component power ratings here, on the right side of the column, I have offense, defense, and special teams broken down. So the way it works is offense minus defense plus special teams gives you the overall score. And then the last columns here, I repeat the names of the teams, but then I also include the conferences. So you can sort by conference also.